Okay guys, everybody should be experts on minerals now, so let's take those minerals a step further and get to rocks. So this is your basic introduction to rocks, and in geology and earth science we refer to rocks as Earth's storytellers. So while minerals are great as the base materials, we really need rocks, these minerals kind of stuck together, to be able to piece together the history of our planet. So one thing rocks tell us is that they tell us what environment they formed in. Okay, so for example, when we find igneous rocks, we know what the environment where we found those igneous rocks used to be. For example, most igneous rocks come from volcanoes or magma intrusions into other layers of rocks. So whenever we find igneous rock, we think, there was some volcanic activity at some point in Earth's history right here. Another example would be coal. When we find coal, we know that coal is the sort of compacted remains of ancient swamps. So wherever we find coal beds, we know that if we go back in history into geological time, we would have had swamps there as well. So they give us a little picture as to what the early Earth looked like. Rocks are made from minerals. They're made from lots of different minerals. Some of them can have just one or two different minerals in them. Other can have multiple minerals. Here's an example of granite. So in this case, this granite right here is made up of the minerals hornblende, mica, quartz, and feldspar. So rocks are made of minerals just as minerals are made of elements. And that's kind of how this all comes together. Here's an example of a piece of granite so you can see what I'm talking about. Granite is made of lots of different minerals. We've got some little black or dark minerals here. We've got some lighter gray minerals right here. We've got some sort of pink minerals right here. And these things are all kind of mushed together to form rocks. But notice there's no particular pattern to it. We don't have to have a certain amount of one thing or another. As long as we have a mixture of minerals, we have ourselves some rocks. Last thing I want to mention is that rocks are important to humans. We use rocks not only as sort of trinkets and trade items and decorations, but we also use them as building materials. We use rocks to build our roads and a lot of the infrastructure for transportation. So, without rocks, we wouldn't have some of our basic building materials. There's a reason when we think back to really, really old technology, we call that the Stone Age, because we really know that rocks were some of the very first tools ever used by human beings.